imager quickly and how it looks like. Guys, what I'll do is that I'll take a 2 minutes break. I'll quickly grab some water and then I'll kind of continue with further discussion. Okay, so just give me 2 minutes. Okay, guys. So let's resume our discussion. So what we'll be doing is that we'll look at the FTK imager now, and let me just quickly do that for you. So the FTK imager is kind of installed now over here, and what we'll do is that we'll just kind of click on this, and the FTK imager should kind of show up. So it's a free version, and you shouldn't face any kind of running that. Okay. Now the thing is that in this FTK imager, let's say what you can do is add evidence item, add or attach devices, image mounting. So there are a lot of options over here. Like you can add any kind of evidence, you can add that attached device, you can kind of mount any image that you have created earlier. We'll see that all this thing, create disk image, you can create a disk image of the system, you can also capture the memory. Okay, over here. And let me do one thing is that what I will do is, so here you get all the files, right? You get all the options. And what I do is, let's say I click on the first one, add evidence item, and it asks me a few things like what is the evidence type, source evidence type. So what we do is that we let's say we select physical drive or logical drive. We can select all this thing from here, content of a folder. Let's say physical drive for an example. We go and it says okay which one. So I will say that okay the C drive. This is on the only physical drive present over here. We click on finish, and what it will do is that it will mount the C drive for you. So if you just click that over here, and if you see NTFS, and it is parsing the NTFS, the MFT file for you. And now if you go to the root folder, you see this is the exact structure of the window operating system of this of the one that you are investigating right now. So if you see in the desktop folder, we have the Cape software and all, right? So it is showcasing that in this format right now. Okay, so this is one of the things like you can kind of, and the thing is that what you can do is you can also, let's say, copy certain files. So let's say I want to kind of, let's say, get this file from the host. Okay, so thing is that then again there are two things, like if k.exe, if you click on k.exe, it is also showcasing certain other data from that k.exe. The first thing is that in this k.exe, it is showcasing you that okay, the binary hex, the binary of that exe file over here in this part. So if you see, this is the binary content of that cape.exe. Okay, and how to kind of let's say, guys, you get a binary like this. Okay, you have a file, let's say, and if you look at the binary of that file, this is how you got it. So can you tell me, by looking at binary, can anyone tell me like how you can tell that okay, it's an exe file? Let's say you don't know the name of that file, it is just abc. Okay, it is not k.exe, but can you tell me what feature? Let's say I give you this binary, just this much. Okay, or let's say this much to you, only the binary text. Can you tell me from here, like if that how you can figure, tell me like how you can figure out which file type this binary belong to? Can you just kind of guess something from here? Anything, guys? Any guessing? I hope I am audible, right? Yeah.
Yes, sir, you're audible.
Yeah. So any guess for the binary part? Like if I give you this thing, let me do one thing. Let's say the cape, I copy it, and let me just do cmd and ran. Okay, I have something called abcd. Let's say the host has something called abcd, and what we'll do is that we'll go to physical drive, and let's say we again mount this up. I'll close this up now, and let me say I'll quickly execute the FTK emitter again, and physical drive, this one, done. Root, it is parsing the MFT, getting the list of files, going to users, vbox user, desktop, cape, ABCD, right? ABCD over here. How you can say by looking at this binary, can you figure out? Okay. So the answer for that is actually this one. If you see MZ over here, MZ, it's actually it's actually called as magic signature. And what happened is that for any file, let's say you want to figure out what that file extension is. So what happened is that most of the time malware actually hide the extension, for an example. Okay, it might, so like for an example, the abcd, let's say you were searching for the exe file present on the host, and there was certain abcd file which doesn't have that extension. So that file will skip from your analysis, it won't show up in the list of exe file, right? So how, so rather than doing that, like going via the name and the extension, what you do is that what you can do is that you can read the, let's say, the first 20 uh, bits of any file. So always for any kind of exe file, what will happen is that the signature will start with 4D5A. Always remember that. Always remember that. This will be very, very important for you guys to remember that for exe at least the signature start with 4D5A, because there will be lot of cases where, let's say, you are analyzing a pcap file, for an example, and there was some malware that was getting downloaded on the host. So in that packet capture file, maybe somewhere, let's say you see that okay, there is something, some data showing up as mz. So you can quickly figure out that okay, some exe file is either getting downloaded or either getting uploaded just by looking at this signature. Okay, and this is a little bit what we also call as the stub of that exe file. Okay, so now always kind of remember, we can always figure out what file it is from its signature. Okay, and the signature over here is 4D5A, which is for the exe file. Similarly, if we would have any jpg file, it will have a different signature, and what we can do is that You can just go over here and let's say I go over here.